You've been watching my in-depth interviews here in the Situation Room, not only with the former President Bill Clinton, but also with the Obama campaign's chief strategist, David Axelrod. Let's get some reaction to both of those interviews from the Romney campaign senior advisor, Eric Fehrnstrom. He's joining us from Boston. Eric, thanks very much for coming in. I want to give you a chance to respond, first of all, to what David Axelrod said here in the Situation Room a little while ago. I'll play a little clip.
I think he had a great record for creating, for making money for himself and his partners. He did not have a great record on job creation. When you take companies to bankruptcy, load them with debt, take them to bankruptcy, walk away with millions of dollars while the workers are left holding the bag and the creditors are left holding the bag, that may look good in terms of your balance sheets, but it's not good economic policy and it's not right.
He was talking about Mitt Romney when he was head of Bain Capital. Let me give you a chance to respond to Axelrod.
Sure, Wolf. Thank you for having me on. Well, I can tell you that Governor Romney is proud of his business record. And by the way, so is Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton called Mitt Romney's career in the private sector sterling. We agree with him. Today, the governor was in St. Louis. He gave a speech defending free enterprise. He said it's not just an American ideal, it's a moral imperative in this bad Obama economy. Governor Romney wants to do what he can to promote a friendly business environment that is conducive to economic expansion and job growth.
President Clinton did indeed say here on CNN that Mitt Romney had a sterling record at Bain Capital. He also said he was qualified to be president of the United States. But then he went on to say the next day or two that it would be calamitous for the United States if Mitt Romney were to become president because of the policies that he is pushing for right now.
Well, I can tell you, Wolf, that when the president came out and said that Mitt Romney's business career was sterling, I think he was speaking from the heart. At the end of the day, Bill Clinton's a good Democrat. He's endorsed the president. He's going to be with the president. But I think his voice and the voice of other leading Democrats are significant in that they have signaled their unhappiness with the president's reelection strategy of attacking Bain Capital and attacking risk-taking and profit and free enterprise. That's one of the reasons why Governor Romney thought it was important to go to St. Louis and give a strong speech in defense of free enterprise.
In the interview that we've just been airing with the former President Bill Clinton, he did say nice things about Mitt Romney on certain issues. He liked what he did on AmeriCare, for example, and he also liked what then Governor Mitt Romney did in Massachusetts in promoting health care reform. Listen to what Clinton just said.
The best thing he did when he was governor was sign that health care bill that he's now renounced.
He hasn't renounced his health care bill. He's renounced the president's health care bill.
Yeah, with the same idea in it. But if you look at it, that's splitting a pretty thin hair.
All right, hold on for one moment. I want to take a quick break. I want you to think about what we just heard, Eric, from the former president. We'll get your reaction to that and much more right after this. We're continuing our conversation with Eric Fehrnstrom. He's in Boston. He's the senior advisor to the Romney campaign. Eric, you just heard the former President Bill Clinton say he liked what Governor Romney did in Massachusetts as governor in promoting health care reform because he says it's basically the same thing that President Obama did in promoting health care reform for the nation.
Well, Wolf, what we did, or what Governor Romney did in Massachusetts, represented a state solution to a state problem. Under our federalist system, we encourage states to experiment and to come up with solutions to the unique problems that they face. But what works in Massachusetts doesn't necessarily work in Texas or California. What President Obama did by imposing a one-size-fits-all healthcare solution out of Washington on the entire country was wrong, and that's why Governor Romney has pledged from day one of his administration, if elected, to repeal Obamacare and the higher taxes that go along with it, the $1 trillion entitlement, and, of course, the intrusion on the sovereign right of states to come up with solutions to their own problems.
You also heard President Clinton really expressed his frustration and irritation that Mitt Romney and other top Republicans have not condemned Congressman Allen West for saying flatly that there are 78 to 81 members of the Communist Party among the House Democrats. Why is Romney silent on that?
Well, that's not a point of view that's shared by Governor Romney, I can tell you that. But look, this election isn't about what Allen West said. This election is about 23 million Americans who are either out of work or underemployed. And they're looking for a president who has the right policies, the right qualifications and experience to lead on the number one issue facing us, which is jobs in the economy. You saw what happened in Wisconsin just recently. That was first and foremost a vote of confidence in Scott Walker's leadership as governor. But what Scott Walker did in Wisconsin was to take on some big issues. And as a result of doing that successfully, he got the budget on the right track. He's got the economy moving in the right direction. When Governor Romney says that election echoes beyond the borders of Wisconsin, what he means is that Americans are going to be looking for that same leadership on the budget and the economy in Washington.
Because Bill Clinton says what Allen West is saying about these Democrats, that they're communists, these are echoes of Joe McCarthy from the 50s, and he would hope that Mitt Romney would flatly condemn these comments. You think that the Republican presidential nominee is ready to do so?
Well, again, Wolf, our focus at the Romney campaign is on the economy, like a laser. That is what the governor is most concerned about. It's what compelled him to get into the race in the first place. He doesn't agree with the sentiment as it was expressed by Allen West, but we're not going to get bogged down talking about what other people are saying. We're going to stay focused on jobs in the economy. That's what the American people expect of their candidates for president. They're starved for the type of leadership that Mitt Romney can bring to Washington. By the way, it's the same leadership that Scott Walker has brought to the state of Wisconsin.
Eric Fehrnstrom from the Romney campaign. We'll continue this conversation down the road. Thanks very much for coming in.
Thank you, Wolf.
Up next, we'll get the personal side of the former president, Bill Clinton.
I think she's a fine person. The most important thing to me.